Okay, hello all you crazy people out there. My name is Dragonite, and welcome back to Celestian Tales, Old North, Howl of the Ravager. We're going to Mudtown. Mudville? Mudtown? I still can't keep those straight. I'm gonna just call it Mud. Let's just abbreviate it. I just want to know how much experience you guys are gonna give me. I'm guessing the answer is very little. Well, you didn't die in one hit. And you did a fair amount of damage to Severin's face in one move, so... Maybe you guys aren't gonna be terribly underleveled, like, early game enemies the way you were in the main game. Okay, that actually wasn't bad. That was a real fight. That wasn't just... They're not the same enemy data that they had at the beginning of the main game. Why am I suddenly very tired? Let's see. I think... And I'm loosely remembering from when I replayed this not too long ago. Okay, so that's a dead end. I was hoping I would find something interesting in this act, but apparently not. Which way is Mudtown? Mudville, Mud. Which way is Mud? That is not Mud. Although it's sitting in a pile of mud. It's not the mud I'm looking for, though. Let's see. Here as well. If direboars really do live in this area, the villagers would know about them. I suggest we ask around rather than searching cluelessly. As uncomfortable as you are being stared at around here, I have to say that's a good idea. Just think of them as trees or something. We'll be out of here in a short while, so try to hold it in. Very well, you two lead the way, and I'll stay behind your backs while you talk. It's as good as answer as any, I guess. Alright, that was a weird camera movement right there. What's this? Main times 5. I'm looking for somebody who I can talk to who knows something about direboars, right? I'm gonna raid your stuff. Hope you don't mind. Totem of the Serpent. Maybe. Alright. Everyone kind of disappeared when the cutscene ended, though. What's with that? Sir, do you know about direboars? No. Yes? Alright, being mindful of where your sewage goes. Nothing in here. And... There is foam appearing at the bottom of that watermill, except it's appearing very slowly. I feel like they could have sped up the particle emission rate just a little bit there. Alright. No, come on. I can't just reach behind the tree. That's an amber crystal. Direboars. I don't really have an answer for that. You'll have to talk to the HR office, I think. You're a vendor. I do not want to buy anything. Why do I feel like there's something behind this tree? No? I guess there's nothing behind the tree. Soldier! Direboars! I guess not. Someone eventually will know something about direboars. That's not a direboar. I thought she was going to say something for a minute, but apparently not. Oh my god, yes, I have been to Mordor. No, I don't want to tell you about it. Responsibilities, buddy. Alright. Which one of these is, oh god, what was the clown guy who got banished in the main game? Can't remember his name. Was it like Artor or something? I think one of these was his house. It might have been this one. I can't go in there. Really though, who knows about, okay, so you have something to say. Roaming once or twice in the mountain paths outside, but only at night. This time of year is their breeding season. Try not to get them in a pack. Got it. Alright. Do I have to... There's no mechanic that'll make me wait for night, is there? Okay, I guess the cutscene counts as a mechanic. So after talking to some people, what do we know about the creatures we're looking for? The villagers say they usually come out at night. but even then only rarely. It also looks like they're currently in breeding season. Things might get complicated if they travel in packs. We don't have much time to choose which ones we fight, so we'll take the first dire boar we see. Let's wait in this village until dark before we go out to find them. How about it? It's alright with me, but Niana? It's alright, I guess. We can just hide ourselves in the village or something. No, really, it's alright. I admit I'm not used to being stared at by so many people, but I'm not letting such a small thing ruin our chances to defeat the king. Both of you endured this back in Mordor, with the added bonus of hateful words thrown here and there. I can't complain on my own condition here. We can also, you know, scream at them to not stare at people. Severin, if you want to show a little initiative. Are we just going to stand here until dark or what? Sure, some of the villagers can let us borrow a house for a while. Let us go around and ask. Are you sure? Thanks, Niana, for trying to get closer to him. All this pretending might be hard on you, but it's for the best. At least, I hope it is. He's looking far more cheerful than usual. Hasn't spoken a word about giving up either. Those are good signs, I say. I'm glad if it works out for him. I have my reasons to do this as well. Huh? What do you mean? Looks like Pierre's found a place to spend our time, shall we? Ah, so skilled in avoiding the question, I see. What the hell? Now who's using who here? Oh cool, it's all dark. Maybe you shouldn't have spoken too much about the outer realms, Sir Severin. Huh? Didn't you see how excited he was to listen to all the marvels of the outside world? I did, but that's exactly why... I mean, he's got a nice little village and a family to live with. I'm worried he may leave it all behind just to see the world you spoke of. You worry too much, Pierre. I'm just sharing the truth, and then it's up to him to decide what to do with his life. For once, I agree with Severin. Focus, you two. We're here for dire boars, not to chat the night away. If we're lucky, we'll see them roaming the mountain paths just outside. Alright, so I suppose that means I need to look for a, one of the random encounter blobs? Something? Nothing there. Is there something wrong? Quiet! I hear something coming. This way, walk slowly. Ah, experience points. A female and 2 male boars together in one pack. It's definitely mating season. Should we take the risk? A solitary dire boar would be fine, but fighting 3 with our sacred... Wait. Are they feeding their young? What are you so surprised about, Pierre? It's not weird for animals to have offspring. Let's go while they're distracted. This is the perfect time to strike. So, Severin, you're going to attack the parents in front of their children? Yeah? Come on, we may not get another chance. I mean, if you really want to wait... This feels so cruel. Don't hesitate, Pierre. Think about the Emerald King. Alright, boss time. Alright, good. The baby boars aren't actually fighting also. That would have been a little weird. I would like to, not use triple slash. I feel like this is going to be a very physical battle. I don't foresee many status ailments being inflicted upon my face in this battle. That's items. Let me go and... I don't know if I'm going to want this. I'll set up some restoration anyway, just in case I want it. And Pierre is going to... I just want to scan 1 to see how much max HP it has. I assume they will all be the same. 2,000. Okay. This won't be too bad. I feel like, I don't want to say this game is too easy, because that's usually carries a bad connotation, but I feel like, it's not balanced. I've been fighting a lot of the random encounters, not even all of them. I've been running from a few of them. But it definitely feels like, I don't have to put in a lot of work to win fights. I realize this isn't exactly a major boss battle or anything, but it's, they only have 2,000 HP times 3 enemies, which isn't a lot. That's just a couple whacks with Severin's sword, and a support move from one of the other party members here and there. The Emerald King was no joke when we fought him back in the forest, and I'm hopeful that there should at least be something interesting going on in that battle, even if it's not completely devastating, like I have to do this multiple times. That was a lot of experience. That was an entire level just for that. We'll see, though. The main game was definitely Did the Elder specify how many tusks we have to take back to her? No. Let's just take as many as we can, just to be safe. 3 boars or 6 tusks. Whoa now, don't make me hurt you like I did your parents. Okay, Severin. Looks like we've got to do this the hard way. Niana, can you try asking nicely? Severin doesn't know how. Wait! What now, Pierre? I don't feel comfortable about doing this. Can we just leave these boars be? And fight the Emerald King without that amulet? Are you insane? I'm sure we can do it on our own, Sir Severin. This is just our problem. We shouldn't have to kill innocent boars to fix it. The ancients will awaken in just a few days. We can't take the risk fighting him again without this amulet. Now you're going to throw away our chances of winning just to save some bloody boars? I didn't mean... God damn it, Pierre. If only that bloody sword would accept at my hands, it would be much easier to just kill you right now and fight the ancient myself. Ah, yes, he's back in insanity mode. Niana, this is where you come in and put his lights out. Wait, she actually is gonna ask nicely? It sounds like humming. It doesn't sound like singing that I can understand, but sure. That's neat. But could you have done that like 5 minutes ago though, so we didn't have to kill the boars in the first place? Actually, they would have needed to be dead so that we could take their tusks, wouldn't they? Alright, so I guess that wouldn't have worked out. Alright, anyway. What in the name of... Well, at least it's solved now. Let's go, Sir Severin. This is making his head hurt. You'll have to give him a moment. Okay, I think it's time to get out of here. And it is time to go back to the, what's her name? The elder, the leader, the Viking chief, whatever. I can't remember what her name was. Ah, so the words I heard were right. It's good to see you again, Severin. You look well. Maybe a bit tired, though. Has it been a difficult journey? This must be Sir Pierre Beaufort. It's an honor to meet you at last. The honor is mine, Lord Levant. And this lovely lady must be the envoy for Mordor. Niana's the name. I reckon by the way you address Severin, you must be his superior. Is that correct? You have an amazing sense of perception, my lady. As you surmise, Severin's house serves mine, and therefore I am his superior. Yeah, I am such only in rank, and merely due to the sheer luck of our births. In truth, however, I've learned much more from him than the other way around. A leader with modesty, I see. I can somewhat understand his respect towards you. Somewhat. I apologize for not visiting the castle, Lord Levant. We were in such a hurry to reach Mud Town. What would have happened if I had actually visited the castle? Would he have said something different? I know you have your reasons, Severin. I, too, wouldn't want to delay you in completing your urgent tasks. However, the day draws nearer to its end. To sail the Grand Flux at night would be dangerous, especially where you're heading. Wouldn't you stay the night in the castle, honored guests? Perhaps ease your weariness before leaving at earliest sunrise. We're going to the Sylph's place, right? Well, we'd love to take you up on that offer, Lord Levant. More than all right sleeping at an inn in the Commons, but we are exotic guests, may be inconvenienced by all the glares you get. What? The Commons? Why would you honorable nobles even consider spending the night there when my abode is yours to use as shelter? Well, Sir Severin said we shouldn't bother you. Nonsense, Severin. I wouldn't be bothered by a few friends staying the night. I'm sorry, you had many things to take care of. I didn't want to add any more. But since no ship sets sail from Levantine past dusk, it's not like we can leave any sooner. We'd appreciate the offer, my lord. Excellent. I will have a guest room prepared for each of you in just a moment. Let's continue our conversation in a more appropriate place, shall we? I'm dying to hear stories of your travels. I really hope you paraphrase those. Oh, cool. We teleported right back here. And we are indeed paraphrasing, so that's what happened. I was curious seeing you two without your respective sacred swords. I know all this may look bad, but I'm confident that the three of us can still finish the task. Of course, Severin. You would have told me sooner otherwise, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm sorry to interrupt both of you. I'd like to excuse myself and leave for the city. There are some items I need to find and take back to, Mordor. I figure that would be a more effective way to spend my time rather than just standing here and listening. Oh, please excuse my insensitivity. I shouldn't have asked so many questions and have Severin recount such a long story. I apologize if it makes both you and Sir Pierre feel left out in the conversation. It's alright, certainly, you are a stakeholder in the matter and have reasons to be curious. I'm just bored listening, that's all. Speaking of which, I may need a guide to help me navigate the city streets, also to keep unwanted people away from me, I suppose. Ah yes, Pierre's getting kicked out of the party, excellent. How about you take it for a walk, Pierre? Me? Whoever it is Lord Levant chooses, it will still be someone who has never seen an elf. There's no telling how awkward he'll be. So it has to be either of us, and since I have to stay here and talk with Lord Levant... Well, it's not that I can't, but... Alright, lead the way, Pierre. Aye, alright. He looks far too calm about that. Anyway, party formation has changed. Can I go to sleep now? I'm tired. Is it just me, or is there something going on between those two? Pierre's been all over her since the first time he laid eyes on the elf. I neither believe in love at first sight, nor agree with someone judging another from their looks, but I can't blame a teenager for doing that. Yeah, take that, Pierre. And you'll be playing matchmaker. Never expected such mischief out of you, Sev. I thought it'd give him the motivation he needed to fight. Pity it won't work in the long term. Truthfully, I feel a little guilty about it. Whatever is between them won't last for long, not after Nien has gone back to Mordor. For you to do this, it was really bad against that ancient, huh? Desperate times call for desperate measures, Elaine. If this can up our chances to defeat the Emerald King, no matter how little. It's that sword, isn't it? I kind of felt it the first time I held the Garou, but I couldn't figure out what it was. I couldn't figure out it was the sword until a few weeks later. At first, I refused to believe that my house's sacred artifact can do such a thing to somebody. But after being so close to it and feeling its grasp, you've never been the kind to use someone's feelings, Sev. Not even if that would save the world. The Elder of Mordor has confirmed that these swords have powers, Elaine. The Garou seeks those with courage, and the Durandal those with temperance. These swords awake their respective virtues from the wielders, whether they like it or not. The Rarashan, I guess that's good enough. Rarashan Forge, and not the divine swords of the heaven wielded by the Deus Valaris himself. But not just some good-looking weapons either. Temperance, huh? Maybe that's why the Durandals have been steadily reducing their might for the past few years. What about the Faithkeeper? Did she say anything about the Belenus Sacred Sword? Nothing much, just that it was made to unify the other two Sacred Swords. Not sure what that means, though. To tell you the truth, it baffles me how an elf knows this much and we don't. Where has our kin lost its history, Elaine? Legends are lost, spent, and reshaped from one generation to the next, Sev. For the elves, that's hundreds of years. For us, it's 50 if we're lucky. It matters little what these swords truly are. It's what the people see them as. It's what the people see them as, and what they symbolize for our realm that's important. And the people see them as swords that founded the Old North. Swords which gave pioneers. I thought that said prisoners for a moment. Swords which gave pioneers divine right to claim the lands as their own. Not very divine at all, seeing how we lost the war against the ancients. Still, that's what most of the people choose to believe. A lie becomes the truth if enough people believe in it, Severin. Imagine what kind of chaos would come if it is revealed that these holy swords are actually forged by mortals. Not to mention, most likely using the arcane. That's a word we haven't seen so far in this DLC. Anyway, you should be careful with the Garou, Sev. I'm sure you've noticed the greatness it bestows upon its wielder, but if it starts to overwhelm you, don't hesitate to throw it away. I understand. And let's keep these things we spoke about to ourselves before it gets out of hand. How much does Pierre know? More or less everything the Elven Elder spoke of. Unfortunate, but still manageable. After this task of yours is done, let's hope that he can be cooperative with us to keep this a secret. I've prepared a room for each of you to spend the night. You can rest anytime you want by interacting with the bed in your room. Interacting with a bed in your room. That's a bit of a fourth wall break. By all means, do walk around the city if you want, but try not to get too tired, alright? Alright. So I think that's it for that. Most of these last 3 videos have been, there's been a few fights in the beginning of this one and in the beginning of, episode 7. But there's been a lot of talking. This is almost approaching visual novel territory. Almost. He did say we can walk around. I do want to check something. Alright, for one, the color palette is different at night, which is interesting. I don't believe I've seen nighttime Levantine until this. That is a Med Aqua Crystal. Did I see Pierre and what's her name standing around here a minute ago? I did. Ha! Alright, this wasn't what I was looking for, but it's very interesting all the same. I'm sorry we only got a few. Most shops close down after sunset, so there's not a lot to choose from. We should have looked for them earlier before when we were waiting for nighttime in Mudtown. Might have gotten a few more then. It's alright, Pierre, this isn't your fault. I would have refused to wander the city at day anyway. Being stared at by all the people doesn't seem like the nicest way to spend an afternoon. At least you've found 2 loots for those siblings. That's already good enough. They seem very curious about those, don't they? Have you ever wanted your own instrument, Nienna? Telephone? A friend of mine used to play beautiful songs with his lute. Every time it came to Mordor, we would flock to him and listen to his wonderful melodies. The lullaby I sang for the boars was one of his favorites. He taught it to me when I was little. From when you were little, he must be one venerable elf by now. He sounds like an amazing mentor if he has a pupil like yours. Is he still living in, Mordor? No, he's more of a traveler. He only comes to the city for a couple days once every few years. Must be using elven magic, huh? If he travels by foot, everyone in the city must have heard about him. Perhaps. He certainly has been the most popular guest in, Mordor in the last few hundred years. He looks more human than elf, though. I don't think people would stare at him as much as they did to me. A human-like elf. That sounds amazing. Can you tell me more? Don't you get tired? I guess they'll be fine by themselves. I should go get some rest. Okay, so I can't go past there, which is interesting. What are you doing? You're trying to listen here. Thanks, I hate it. I still cannot go this way, which is what I wanted to find out. I'm pretty sure that this is just that isn't actually an area in the game. Whether it was supposed to be at some point, but had to get cut because time, I don't know. But it's if it was a place I could go, I'm pretty sure I would have been there by now. Let me just save out of an abundance of caution. And I'm going to end things off here, so you know what? I'm going to end it off outside because it's a little nicer looking outside. Over here, we're going to be being a little bit creepy at our friends. My name is Dragonite. This has been Celestian Tales, Old North, Howl of the Ravager. In the next part, we get some sleep and go on to turn in the tusks, I guess, and probably go to the Hades or wherever it is that the River of Sylphs is called or something. I don't know. I will see you all later.